Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome back for episode 58 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video we take on our second of 4 final space elevator parts with thermal propulsion rockets. We have most of the required materials ready from past projects, and today we're focusing on automating modular engines before we bring everything together in the end. Thank you all for the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time to complete another final space elevator part. Today it's all about thermal propulsion rockets. Well, honestly, it's pretty straightforward today. It's going to be bringing together a bunch of our prior projects and then finishing it off, well, actually technically starting off with, we have to build 25 smart plating per minute. And we're going to be moving into turning that into 12.5 modular engines per minute with the engines we made, the motors we made a little while back. And then finally we'll mix that all together with a few other things to make our thermal propulsion rockets. So most of our episode today is going to be spent on up here near that motor factory we built previously, and then also sending some things via train from our swamp factory to the heavy oil residues factory up here. So everything's going to be a little bit of a not super complicated, but we'll be jumping around to a few different factories today. We have to grab some rubber from a few different places. We got our turbo motors up here. We got our cooling systems and our fused modular frames here in the swamp. We send those on over and then we'll be good to go. So let's go ahead and grab what all the things we're going to need. We need 20 smelters, 36 constructors, 25 assemblers, and 18 manufacturers. And I think that's roughly, I mean, you need a miner as well. I already have one set up though, ready to go. So I'm going to meet you guys up on over at the motor factory up top here. All right, here we are at the old motor factory and also crystal oscillators. I overshot my, overshot the landing a little bit. So just wanted to say real quick, apologies if there's anything different with like the audio or the video or anything. I'm recording from a different computer today, so hopefully everything is all set up properly. I think I transferred everything over right, so hopefully it all works out well. But yeah, this is the motor factory here, and I did extend it out by a good handful of my blueprints. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So technically that would be like 16 by 16 with subfloor underneath. And then the iron miner that you're going to need is right down over here. We had a pure one. I used a miner Mark III. It is set to 581.25. So you can also use a normal node if you need to. I just happen to have a pure node here ready to go. So yeah, you just need more than an impure node, and then I've got it running down along. It's going to come up to this subfloor here. And this is where I'm going to start to set up everything to do the smart plating. And then we're going to send this smart plating along with the motors are also going to get sent down. So we'll send the leftover motors here. We'll send the smart plating that comes from here. And then I'm gathering rubber. The last little bit of rubber we have in the system, we have just enough rubber that we're already making. So we have a little bit left over there. And then we're going to take everything that's left over in the swamp and we're going to ship it on over here, and we're going to make ourselves some thermal propulsion rockets. So it's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but I'm going to try and fit all the iron smelters that I'm going to need down on this floor here. It's just the one line of whatever, it's like less than 600, so you can really just do them all in one single line if you want, but you will probably want to group them together separately after, so because they're going to be going to 3 different sets of constructors that make different things. So you have one set for doing iron rods, one set for doing cast screws, and one set for doing iron plates. So let's go ahead and grab our blueprints here that I did finally remember to transfer over from the other computer. We're going to go... Oh, they just really need to be organized again, that's all. That's okay. So yeah, I'm looking for smelters. I need 20, so I'll just grab these 5. So yeah, here I'll use this blueprint and then I'll just have to turn the belts around. So I'm going to set it up like maybe going down. Actually, I have extra space going this way. So just in case I need it, I'll send it down this way. I'm going to give myself, you know, a little bit of space to work with here. Try and line it up best I can. Just like that. And then I need 20, so I'll place this 4 times. There you go. I'm glad I went this way because I needed like 1 extra foundation to work with. So we got all 20 in here. Now I just needed to change them because these are set to copper, so I need to actually change these to iron ingot. Alright, there we go. I just had to reverse all the splitters going down here, so now we'll just kind of... Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this on now. So these can just kind of be filled up, ready to go, because otherwise backing up 20 machines would take a little while. And we have the power right here anyway, so just going to hook that into there. And then we have to make sure I actually hook up the rest of these machines. Like that. And that way they'll actually start to load in with the ore. I don't know if they'll ever actually change whether the machines like preload, like the machines will load without power. Not really sure if they'll ever change that or not. I mean, I kind of hope they do. It would definitely make things a little bit easier when you're setting things up, but there we go. Okay, so those are set up now, ready to go. I'll just kind of let those get themselves backed up, and then we'll actually have the iron ingots ready to go. So before I go ahead and change, because I'm probably gonna have to change how the mergers are on the back, because like I said, I need to split these up to go to, or I guess technically, because what we're going to be so you can do this 2 different ways. If you want to take the mergers off the back and actually do them, split them into like 3 separate groups, you can do that, or you can just merge these all together into one line, feed it into a single splitter, and then it won't split perfectly evenly, like right off the bat. I mean, it will, but so you can't obviously set specific numbers, but I believe the number total of the 3 is less than 780. So if you just wanted to do 1 merger and then send them on the way from there, you can do that as well. So looking at the numbers, my planner, there is a decimal point number in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and merge these all together and then send it into 1 splitter before we send it upstairs to the actual constructors. So for now, you can just go ahead and fill these lines in here. Okay, there we go. I got it fixed. It was this splitter was in the wrong spot, so it wasn't actually feeding this machine. There we go. Now those are all ready to go, and we've got it merged coming down this way. So let's start our constructor inputs kind of all going in this direction then. Or actually, no, I'll probably send them facing that direction. So, well, not that many. This many. So I'm going to do 1 group here. This is going to be for iron rods. And it looks like I need 9. So we'll do... Sorry, I tried to put that down. The game crashed. So I'm going to place down 2 of these blueprints. That'll give me 8. And then I just need 1 more constructor on the very end to be 9. Yeah, so that's going to be your group for doing iron rods, and then we'll worry about downclocking those in just a minute. And now in the next row here, we're going to be doing a bunch set to cast screw. So we're going to need, I believe, 2 groups probably. Yeah, 1 group is going to make 625 per minute, and another group is going to make 300 per minute. And it looks like I need about 19 total for this one. So I may even bust out the old big one like this. Yeah, so the big boy makes 400. So I want to put down 1 of you that make sure they're actually facing away from me. Make sure one's facing, or one's there. And then I'll add a little bit more on the end to get the extra 225. And then the 300, I'll just put this down, and then I won't turn on the 2 on the end. So let me make sure I just color those before I forget. Don't turn those on. And so to get my extra 225 here, each one makes 50. So I need 4.5. So I'll do 4 and I'll just overclock one. There we go. So that'll be 625. That'll be 300. And then we do one more group of constructors here on the end, doing iron plate, 150 iron plates per minute. How many do I need? 8. Perfect. So we can go ahead and just use one more of these blueprint right here. Make sure it's facing the right way. Slap that one down like that. And you're going to set all these to do iron plates. I only need 150 though, and this would make 20 times 8. This is probably 160, isn't it? Yeah, so the 2 on the very end, let's just take 5 off of them. So we'll go 15 and 15. That takes the 10 away. And there we go. That is actually all the constructors that we're going to need for the whole build. So just go ahead and connect up. I got to throw down a couple more pieces through here to connect these up together. I'm just going to slide those in, merge them together, set up our belts, and then we'll meet back together to set up our assemblers. Alright, so now that we got all our constructors set up ready to go, I changed the microphone slightly. Hopefully it's a little bit better now. It was a little bit extra crispy before. So now I'm going to throw down the assemblers. We need 7 assemblers doing rotors. Those are going to be iron rods and screws from this side. So we can pop those in around here. And then I need 5 assemblers getting screws and plates. So plates coming from here, the other screws. This is the 300 screws. So this section right here is making the reinforced iron plates. So really I can just slap the assemblers in for these ones right along here. I'm going to put in 2 of these, and then I'm just going to delete one off the end. Just like that. And we'll just delete that assembler. We'll delete the everything else to it too. So those are going to be reinforced iron plates. I don't have to do any underclocking or overclocking because I deleted that one off the end. If you want to underclock, just remove how much of these make per minute? See, yeah, you have to remove 5 per minute from the system. There we go. Just so it stays nice and even like the other ones. I just turned it red and I just won't turn this one on. Alright, and then just to finish off this floor, and then we can come back again when the sun comes up, we're going to put down 7 assemblers right here for rotors. You can also just do 6 and overclock if you want. There we go. These are all going to be set to, I got 7 along here. These will all be set to rotors. And then the one on the very end, I only need 25. Gotta take 3 off the ends. We're only going to do 1. Now, I underestimated myself here, and I actually do need a little bit more room. So what I'm going to do is, because I need enough room for another 13 assemblers. So I think I'll just add it on to the very back part here. There we go. There should be plenty of room for 13 assemblers, and then we can set those down and set them all to do smart plating, and that's going to get fed from these rotors and these reinforced iron plates. Probably just send them, might send them down below. Actually, I think I got enough room. I can squeeze them around the side here. So let's grab our assembler blueprint one more time here. Hotbar is not working. There we go. So because I don't want to have to put down 13 of them all in a row. I'm actually just going to do 12. I'll overclock one or two of them, and I'll make two groups of 6. So this time I'm going to do, and one right there. So that'll give me the two groups of 6, and I think this will only actually output 20. I need to add in 5. So I'm going to add in 2.5 to both sides. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to we'll set this recipe, do our smart plating. I'm going to set this to 4.5. That'll be 2.5 on this one. Oops. So you actually need to overclock it quite a bit. And then same on this one. Actually, I should just be able to copy this now. Yeah, there we go. Actually, sorry, I got a little overzealous in my overclocking there. It's actually only have to do 2.5 per minute. There we go, because that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and a half. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and a half. Total 25. There we go. Now it makes more sense. Okay, so now we're just going to hook up the belts here, and then I'll do, actually, you know what? I'll just do a quick little, like, once the day comes up here, I'll just do like a little belt and power montage, hooking these all together since everything's kind of set up, ready to go. And then we'll just turn everything on. And that should be the 25 smart plating. So I think for now, I'll just throw a sink up here so we can get everything running while we do the rest of our factory. I'll line it up with one of these. This one right here. And so we can hook up these like this. There we go. So we'll sync the smart plating until we're actually ready to send it over, just so we can kind of get some, you know, fired up, ready to go, get this section balanced out to feed the rest of the factory. Alright, there we go. This might just be the easiest smart plating build I think I've ever put together. Pretty straightforward, linking everything up together. We've got all our systems belted together now. Everything is connected up power-wise. I just haven't actually put the power to it. So we're going to go ahead and do that now that I'm back here with you guys. We'll hook it up from somewhere. Hook it up from right here. There's power right here. That'll fire everybody on. We're going to leave the ones on the end off. Mark them red, I meant to. Just so we remember not to turn them on. Sorry, I said that wrong. These are supposed to be on. They're just supposed to be downclocked. Except for this one. This one stays off. This one goes on. Sorry, I confused myself there. I just didn't hook it up to power. That's where it is. There we go. Okay. So those ones stay off. That's fine. So Now it's all about just waiting for this system to get itself all backed up. Oh, we didn't. Is this not power connected to power? Oh, just none of them are set. These are supposed to be my rods. Oh, now I remember. Okay, so yeah, we gotta do the underclocking, overclocking. So we're gonna get 125 rods out of here. So we're gonna grab our 15 times. How many do I put here? 9. 135. So I gotta get rid of 10. So let's take 5 off there and 5 off here. Just because. And then we'll set the rest to their normal 100%. And I just got to connect these into power, and then that should be good to go. Alright, we got everything moving now, so we can go ahead and take that off our to-do list today. Nice, simple, easy project to start us off with. Now we got to take these, and we're gonna throw them onto a belt. I might even be able to throw them onto the belt that takes the motors over. I can't remember where I put that. I think it's underneath, actually. No, this is my motor. Okay, so this belt right here is moving a very small amount of motors per minute. I'm going to go ahead and put all the motors actually onto that belt along with the smart plating. And then we're going to send them over to... Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll just make the... Oh, wait, no, because I need the rubber. Right. I was going to say, I could just make the modular engines here, but no, I actually need the rubber. So we're going to send all the motors, all the smart plating onto that belt, and it's going to get sent over there. And we're going to put in our manufacturers that we're going to need for doing some modular engines, because we need to bring rubber over there. All right, there we go. We got smart plating coming down. I'll hook this up when I'm actually ready, because I need to go over there. Otherwise, if I just hook this up now, it'll actually just mess up my whole motor system over there. So don't hook it up just quite yet until you actually get your smart splitter over there to take the smart plating away from this belt. But let's go ahead and head on over there now, back to the heavy oil residue facility. Well, I mean, this is the many facility at this point, but yeah, we're going to head back over to that platform, get ourselves some manufacturers set up to do the modular engines. And then we're going to be bringing it on to a close by bringing over the fused modular frames, the cooling systems, and then we also have the turbo motors over there already ready to go. We're hooking those up as well. This is going to be, like I said, nice and easy one. Taking a bunch of stuff we've already took the stress out of doing, and just kind of mixing everything together now. Testing. Yeah, see, there we go. Okay, so we are here over at the heavy oil residue facility. Among other things, we've also got radio control units here. We've got what else do we got going on over here? Pressure conversion cubes happening right here. We got all sorts of shenanigans going on. So to continue our little build we got going on here, I've got some free space right here. Don't go, if you're building along, don't go too close to right here. I mean, I guess it could depend on how these spawn in. I'm not 100% sure if it's the same for everybody, but there are some nuclear rocks right there among some other bad things. So kind of stay a little bit more this way. You could also just add some space in over here, but we're going to be saving this for 5 manufacturers to build our thermal propulsion rockets. The 12.5 or 13 manufacturers. So we might do 12 on overclock, or we'll just do 13. We're going to be setting those up for the modular engines. We're going to be bringing the motors over from our motor factory over there. We're going to be collecting up the last little bit of rubber in this system, as well as the rubber from the swamp facility. We're going to have to load that into a train. We're also going to increase the number of cooling system and fused modular frames that come in this freight car as well. I need to add in another 5 fused modular frames per minute and another 15 cooling systems per minute. That's also going to get added in with 120 rubber per minute, and I feel like that should be able to flow through here no problem and not have to add in a second or another train car. Worst case scenario, we can always add another one if we need to, but it should be fine, which is the one. So let's go ahead and set up our manufacturers first. We're going to go to our blueprints. I still haven't organized everything yet, so I just got to kind of scroll through here and grab everything now that I've switched computers. I do notice at the very least I haven't really had much or many crashing or as many crashing issues so far today during this build session. So we're gonna start with 12. We'll see how much room I have left. We'll go, how much room I got here? Okay, so we'll go about right here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4. That'll be 12. And we have a whole lot of space, so we'll just go ahead and add another assembler on the end here. It's not a whole lot of work. So like I said, we're going to be setting these to modular engines. Just scroll down here in the list, find our modular engine. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I built assemblers and not manufacturers. Hold on. Okay, so that was my bad. So you actually need it's 3 input actually, manufacturer. So 3 input side manufacturer, and then we need to do 13 of these or 12, like I said, depending. We'll start here and we'll see how many we can fit in. So we'll just start over here, just in case. So 1, 2, go ahead and put down 12 of these. 3. Man, am I ever glad I started that one foundation over from where I was originally starting, because we just barely landed right on the end here. Which actually should be totally fine, to be honest, because I can just kind of turn this merger and I'll probably send it underneath, and then I'll have to set up our... Yeah, I guess technically I can just put like how I'm going to do, because... Oh wait, no. These are going to be the modular engines. So these are going to run... I'm actually going to send I'll just send all the mergers this way, because they're going to get sent back underneath to the manufacturers we're going to put over here for the actual thermal propulsion rockets. Sorry, I was getting myself a little turned around there. Because I need to be able to have something come and pick up these thermal propulsion rockets and take them to the space elevator. Sorry, I don't want to jump ahead just yet either. So we're going to just go ahead and hook up all our belts along here. And like I said, set these to do modular engines now that we've actually built manufacturers and not assemblers. And then I only got 12 in here, so we're gonna have to overclock the one on the very end. There we go. We're gonna overclock this one on the end and just give me an extra 0.5 per minute, just like that. So 1 power shard is all you need. There we go. So I got all my input belts, or my input manifold line, all set up at the outside, and then we got all our mergers. So like I said, all the mergers are just going to face back going down that way, and at the very end we're going to put a floor hole to run a conveyor belt line to the manufacturers we're going to set up over there. So you can just go ahead and hook up all these belts through here, and this will be technically like this is the 12.5 modular engines part of our to-do list. And then we'll do a quick run through of how we're actually going to hook the things up to these. Like I said, we need to bring over 25 motors. We need to bring over the smart plating, which is going to be... Going to go and hook that up. But like once this is up and running, we can actually hook up the smart plating. And then we also need to bring over a bunch of rubber, which, like I said, going to be coming over from there. And then also we're going to be loading it into the train that's already bringing us a bunch of things over here. This has become a very versatile train. It is now bringing not only just aluminum, but bringing the aluminum, the fused modular frames, the cooling systems, and now also some rubber. I definitely hope to make use of trains a little bit more in 1.0 for sure. I think I'm going to like overhaul my gameplay style entirely for 1.0. Like as you've probably noticed by now, we just do a lot of just platforms and stuff everywhere. I want to kind of avoid that in 1.0 and just kind of make use of more of the actual like terrain of the world instead of just floating above everything. I mean, you can still build like big buildings with like multiple floors, and everything, like, so it's kind of floating, but you know, I want to change it up, and you know, we'll have some more fun, and hopefully I'll make it a little bit easier to build along with me. I know a lot of people have been having a bit of a struggle, certainly a lot of the earlier episodes where I myself was still learning a lot, and I think by now I've learned a little bit more about the game, enough to at least be able to make most builds without huge problems in them. I definitely still wouldn't suggest building along with my heavy oil residue facility here, because I still don't think it works properly even after all this time. Yeah, I'm gonna try and definitely keep it in mind going forward that you know, we're all trying to have some fun, and if people want to really follow along exactly or close to it, then you know, hopefully I can just keep that more in mind going forward. But I really appreciate the support that you guys have shown on the channel. I mean, we're just climbing up to 1,000. We're gonna be doing our Mario Kart track soon, which again, if anyone would like to volunteer to help me build that, go ahead and join the Discord. If you see me hanging out in the Discord chat streaming Satisfactory, then you know I'm working on the Mario Kart track. Alright, so just before we head on over to the swamp to start hooking things up, I'm going to go ahead and throw in my 5 manufacturers for our thermal propulsion rockets, just to get our layout, our general layout finished here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our manufacturer 4 input this time for turbo motors, cooling systems, fused modular frames, and modular engines. Man, what a complicated route. Like, if you were to build this as its own standalone factory, this would be the most complex factory, and I'm not really sure I would understand how it all comes together. But anyway, we're gonna hop in to finishing this layout here with 5 manufacturers. We got lots of room here, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Probably could have even given myself a little bit more room since this is the input side, but that's fine. And then over here, that should leave me enough room if I want to set up its own solo drone port for something to come pick it up. Because those were all kind of destined to be output drones, although I don't think I really need those anymore. But yeah, we'll probably just throw in a drone port here, and that'll be the pickup spot for one of our many delivery drones back at base. We'll grab them, we'll hook it up, and then we'll hook a line up directly down to the space elevator so these can be delivered. So just go ahead. We'll start with the mergers in the back here. We will just kind of give ourselves a little bit extra room so we can kind of see things moving around. I find a lot of these late game parts actually have cool like item skins that are actually quite neat to look at. Like especially like the nuclear pasta was really cool. And I've never seen thermal propulsion rockets before, so who knows? Maybe they look really cool. I do like the particle accelerator is still my favorite building in the game. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it makes your power levels so variable. Let me see if I have a power line. Here it is. Like this line is so wavy when you use the particle accelerators. And I'm definitely more preferable to having things like flatlined as possible, like as best you can. I mean, like when you start using more and more vehicles in the game, that also causes a lot of like spikes in your power line. I wish you could do it with like in a way that there wasn't. I mean, I'm sure there is. It's just really complicated. But anyway, let's get our drone port here. We'll just kind of line it up here somewhere, like right there. That seems fine. We'll take our merger line from here. I don't need to put any power to it, or not. I don't need to put any like battery input to it. We're going to call this one thermal rocket pickup. There we go. So now we have our thermal rockets here set up. If we go ahead and choose thermal propulsion rockets, you can go ahead and set that to everybody. No underclocking, overclocking required, because all we're doing is a whole 5 per minute. You only need 1,000. That's what so anything we needed 1,000 of, I did 5 per minute. And anything we needed 4,000 of, I did 10. I'm doing 10 per minute. yes, I understand the math there doesn't really check out. Like it's not like that's like a, if we needed 2,000 it would make more sense, but making 20 per minute of those things you need 4,000 of would be utterly insane. Maybe in one, I think at 1.0 I want to do like more, like some bigger projects, but I also liked in the beginning having things like more manageable and smaller. I found that also a lot easier for, I think, people to follow along with if they needed to, instead of building these like huge grand crazy structures that are like mega, like every project is a mega project. Sometimes it's nice to just start small and work your way up. I know a lot of my projects have now become like grand mega projects, but sorry, I had my first small crash and I just didn't want to have to redo these belts again. So I am just quickly setting up some of the belts here that I've already got ready to go before I head on over to the swamp, and before I hook up the rubber system from there to over there. I'll show you how to do that one really quick too. So I just put a splitter here on our cooling system belt. So I'll just beef up the amount of cooling systems that are coming in. I'm actually going to take, I originally was going to split them off like this and then merge them together. Or that's how I was going to split them coming out of the storage container. But I mean, it's super nice and clean and easy to actually just throw. I had a corner bend right here, so I just took that out, put in the splitter. So now I got the cooling systems on the first level. The motors are coming from the pre-done motor line we already had. Those are now coming up here to start filling up this. I did that on the third one. So this second one, I think I'm actually going to potentially, I'm going to turn and have the input coming from down here. So I'm just going to take that out. I'll take out the lift, grab a splitter. Should be able to snap it onto the, there we go. Should be able to snap it onto the end of that belt there. Grab the lift again. And then now that I can snap them in together, you can get the little stubby. I'll just throw a conveyor belt or conveyor hole right here. Grab another lift. And there you go. So that hole underneath will be your feed for your second line. So that'll probably be it'll probably be either fused modular frames or the modular engine. All of which are going to come from below. So you know what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to do that same thing that I just did to that second one. I'm going to do to this top one as well. There we go. So now the second one and the fourth one are going to get fed from below, and these ones just kind of got fed from right here, since everything, or for those ones, they were just ready to go right here already. So the rubber for the modular engines that we're going to be sending over here, some of it, it's basically, some of it is coming from here. It's about 30 coming from here. And I know that this might look like a weird system right here. It's just because I didn't really plan all of this out going forward. It's like more of the plans were just these, and I thought I would just have a little bit of leftover rubber. But anyway, the 30 is basically going to be coming out from this merger right here. It's currently just going to go into the sink until everything's ready. Otherwise, it'll mess this whole system up. But once everything is ready to go, we will set up a, I'll set up a line here in just a minute. Like a conveyor hole right here, and then run a line over to there. And on our way there, we're gonna have to hit a merger with rubber that's gonna come out from this line right here. I actually have this smart splitter coming out here. So my center output obviously is your cooling systems. Right output is your fused modular frames, and then the left output is the rubber that is not coming yet. And we also need to beef up the amount of everything we're sending. So let's head on over to the swamp and beef up the outputs. It sucks because I'm pretty sure the train like just left. Whoopsie. I'll just take a cannon over. All right, here we are back at the old super swamp factory that does a whole bunch of things. Oh, it's so colorful too. So this is mainly our super aluminum factory that also then branched off to making like the fused modular frames and all sorts of other fun stuff, like the cooling systems. You know, everything kind of came together. We have a lot of things, including batteries, just going into a sink right now because I'm not even using all my batteries. Is this guy? Why is this guy not flying? No destination set. Oops. Well, there's your problem. Apparently I forgot to ever set that drone to even take stuff back to storage. So there we go. Now it's actually going to take things. So we're going to grab some more cooling systems here. I need to add a total of 15 more to what we're sending here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab 10 from here. And then I'll dial maybe this one down to 5 and this one up to 7. So you go 7. You go 5. And that'll be the 10. So instead I'll just hook this one up to there. And then this one I'll just do underneath because otherwise it'll get real ugly real fast. All right, there we go. We got an extra 15 cooling systems that'll be added to the train system now. So I can actually go ahead and take away this extra belt system going through here. So I did make a little bit more cooling systems than I needed, but that's okay. They honestly weren't that hard. Like cooling systems, if you already have the aluminum setup, they're really not, and the heat sinks, like they're really not that bad if you break it down into like smaller projects. And then especially like the like this battery build, having a lot of the stuff over here already, this one was super easy too. So that is the cooling systems. Now we need the fused modular frames, which come from somewhere over here. Ah, here they are. Right, they come out of blenders. So, like I said, we need another 5 of these. So we're 4 in there, 3 in there, 3 in there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the 4 from this one. And I'm going to downclock this one to 2. No, sorry. I had another little brain fart. I'm going to take the power shard out of here. I'm going to drop this one to 2. And that means I need to add 2 to over here. So we're going to go... That's 4.5. I need this to make 5. Here we go. So now this is the overclocked one. I don't know why. Sometimes when you change the color, like you can see that's red now. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think maybe they change back when like you relaunch the game, but pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. We take the, yeah, see, that one's blue. Although that looks kind of cool. Blue blender with red blender with a blue liquid in it. Looks kind of cool. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add these. We're going to take this part down, take out these mergers. We're going to turn them around and face them that way. So now that sends 5 more fused modular frames, which is what we're looking for, into the system. So what we're going to do now, and you know what I'm actually going to do, because we have a whole bunch of fused modular frames here sitting in storage, I'm just going to send just a handful extra into the system, and then I'm going to stop it. Just to get a few extras in there. Get it preloaded. So now all I gotta do is load up the remaining rubber that's over here. We have 20 from here. So we got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. And I needed 187.5. So I was just shy here, and that's why we're taking and we got really lucky with the last little tiny bit we had that we were already making over at the other facility. Didn't have to make more rubber for this one, because I am running out of oil spots on the map. There are a couple more I haven't tapped yet, but they are going to get tapped in next week's episodes, where we're taking on that supercomputer and circuit board factory that I was talking about. That was going to be starting today, but I decided to bang this one out. Get another space cylinder part all ready to go and done, since we basically had everything ready to go, which needed more smart plating. So yeah, we're going to be sending the rubber over. I've got it merged. There is I think I actually have set the lineup for it already. I did. Okay, so basically all I have to do is put this back. Take this lift out here and get rid of this belt. Put this belt here, or put this lift here, and that should... What is this? I don't know. So that should be coming underneath and loading up into this system here. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. I should see some rubber in there. Is the rubber arriving? Okay, good. Cool. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag train car, but it didn't make sense to make multiple train cars for such small numbers. So that should be fine to start loading it up, and that means we can now head on back over to our heavy oil residue facility. Everything seems to still be working in good shape here. I saw green lights everywhere, so everyone's still 100% efficiency here. That's what you'd like to see. So let's head back on over to our other place. All right, so back here at the call it the heavy oil residue facility, we've got our turbo motors. They're not actually hooked up to over here yet. This is where turbo motors, cooling systems, heavy modular, fused modular frame, sorry, and the modular engine. We already have. Wait, did I hook motors up to this? I did. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm gonna have to clean this up now, because motors are not actually supposed to be hooked up to this. That's why I got myself confused. It was the turbo motors. Okay, there we go. Well, just a minor mistake, so I had to clean that up. So this is now going to be, we'll put another floor hole to connect up to this, and this will be, what are we bringing over here? We already got the cooling systems. I've already got the turbo motors. That's going to be on the second row here. Actually, no, they're on the top one. The second row, and yeah, so the second and third row will have to be fused modular frames and the modular engines. So the fused modular frames come over from over there, and the fused modular engines come over from over here. So let's go ahead and hook those up right now, get them out of the way. I'm just going to kind of cut ahead, because I mean, this is pretty straightforward. You just got to connect a belt from here to over there. Actually, I'll tell you about the fun little fact of, so we're bringing in the fused modular frames here. So instead of a splitter, like underneath, or just trying to split it like here and trying to figure it out, and we're going to split it directly out of the storage container, and then I will send the one down below that needs to go, underneath the train line, so that we can keep that nice and clean. And then the cooling systems, those were easy. Like I said, those are the easiest one. Those ones we were able to just set a splitter up over on the top floor over there. So those ones are already done. Cooling systems are already done. Turbo motor is done. We just got to get these fused modular frames over to the 5 manufacturers, and then we got to get the motors and rubber over to the ones for the modular engines. Alright, sorry to skip ahead a little bit here, but we're now at the process of, we've got most of, I just was doing all the underground belt work and everything to get it all finished and out of the way. It's pretty simple. It's literally just, as I was saying, you connect everything up that you actually need. The only things we need to do now is we need to run back and actually hook up our smart plating so that we start getting some smart plating into the system. And everything else should be hooked up over here. I had to end up turning this one to bring it from over here. This was for the modular engines. So we got modular engines coming in. We got turbo motors coming in. We got cooling systems coming in. And we got fused modular frames coming in. We got a little bit of everything. Oh, you know, we could, before we head on over to hook up the smart plating, we can hook up my quote unquote splitter for the fused modular frames here. So those will start getting sent into everywhere they need to go. And then we'll go grab the smart plating for this one. Head over to the smart plating build and hook up that one little belt that we need. It's going to mix things onto the belt with the motors, but then I have a smart splitter somewhere underneath this colossal mess that splits off the smart plating and the motors. Motors go to the turbo motors and those, and then we just gotta grab smart plating. Okay, there we go. We can hook up this belt down here. That'll start sending a whole buttload of I mean, hopefully that shouldn't mess our system up too much. I was gonna say we got a lot of smart plating to send now because it's been backed up for a little bit. So there we go. Now that system is pouring over. So now we can actually head back. This is unfortunate. I had to run over here just to do this one thing. If you see some yellow lights in here right now, that's just because I did end up letting the system get a little backed up. Oh wait, this is missing iron plates. How's that possible? So fun fact, the whole reason that was messed up was because I had a smelter set to copper ingots in that line. And that meant that there wasn't enough iron ingots being smelted and therefore couldn't feed the system properly. But now it's fixed. So fun fact from earlier in the episode, I may have messed that up. I'm sure someone probably caught it as they were going along and they're like, hey, why is that not working out properly? But it is now. It was just a small miss on my behalf. But yeah, now we can head back over to the regular factory and turn the rest of this stuff on. All right, I see lines all full going down along here, so we can go ahead and fire on these manufacturers here. I'm just gonna hook them up here for now, just so we can get everyone powered up. And I realized I've actually forgotten to hook these up entirely. I gotta do that really quick. There we go. We got all those bad boys hooked up. That'll be cranking out some modular engines. And I kind of need those to make some modular engines before we can turn these on anyway. But those modular engines will need more rubber than they're currently getting because I haven't actually hooked this up yet. So I'm going to take out this sink here. We're going to add in our conveyor lift here that we need. And there we go. That'll be the extra little bit of rubber that they need for the system. And I think it should be okay. I think what I will do is I think I do need a smart splitter on this actually. I'll put one here. And then the right output overflow, because I think that I'm still just barely not using it all. So I'll put this in here for now, just in case. I don't know if I don't need it, we can take it out. That's why I didn't really bother about putting in clean lines there. There we go, just in case. So now those are ready to go. So now I should hopefully see. Oh yeah, I gotta hook up the turbo motors to their hole too. So we gotta go disconnect that. Put in our lift here, And that'll take the turbo motors over. And I also have a few turbo motors we can actually preload into the system. Because otherwise it's going to take quite a while, because these make them very slowly. So just give them a few extra turbo motors. Just like that. And then I also need to hook these up to power, because I totally forgot to do that as well. So grab the power lines, connect them up all along the side here. And we'll throw one of these to a power pole. Or connect this to the other manufacturer. Does it reach? Yeah, it reaches. There we go. Waiting on modular engines. Shocking. They're going to be coming along this line right here. We just don't have any yet. They're coming. It takes an entire minute just to make one modular engine. Oh, I saw those. I saw those come out. That means someone's going to get their first ones, and we're going to be able to see it. There they go. Nyum. What? Hello? Why are you not getting any? Wait, what? Where? What? I don't understand what's happening. Why are none of these going in? Because they all had motors on them. How dare you? There we go. And look at that. Now we're going to make a thermal propulsion rocket, which takes 2 minutes to make one. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why does it say 2 minutes, but it also says 1 per minute? It's a little odd. If it takes 120 seconds to make this, shouldn't that be 0.5 per minute? Or maybe I'm misunderstanding what this part means. I always thought this meant how long it actually takes to build the thing. I mean, either way, that's technically it in terms of the actual building for this episode. So I can go ahead and take these last 2 bits off our to-do list. And then just before I end the episode off, we'll just make sure we actually get to see a couple. I want to see these thermal propulsion rockets. I want to see what they look like. I feel like they're going to look really cool. I feel like they're also going to be much smaller than I think they're going to be. I don't know what's going to happen first, the autosave or the piece going to come out. Oh, there's the piece. There it is. Those are cool looking. Yeah, I like those. All right, I've been watching our machines for a little bit now, and I believe I've got this set up to be nice and even. The only thing we're still waiting on for, obviously, is, you know, you need to wait quite a little while to get the modular engines going. So, if you want, like, we don't have to wait that out, though. Everything else seems like it's working pretty good. Getting enough rubber over there, getting enough computers and cooling systems and heavy modular frame or fused modular frames and everything are coming in. Seems like everything is working nicely. Actually have a little bit extra because I let this run for a little bit too long, but that's okay. Other than that, I haven't noticed needing this sink for the rubber just yet, but I'm still just going to leave it here just in case because I don't want to break anything going through here. You know, most of this factory, if it if it goes down in some way, it's going to affect a lot of things. Not only this factory, but some of the other stuff that like the petroleum coke's going to. But anyway, thank you guys again for hanging out with me for another episode. Hopefully this was not super duper complicated. Next time we're jumping into a little bit more complex, the supercomputer circuit board factory. I'll see you guys back here next week for that. Thank you guys again for all the support and help with the series so far. It's been quite a journey. I'm really looking forward to the 1.0 release. I'm assuming since we're already in July and they haven't even mentioned anything, we're probably looking more like at a September release. So it does look like I will probably finish the space elevator before 1.0 releases. I wasn't sure if I was going to or not. And beyond that, I think what I may end up doing is I'll swap to like one episode of Satisfactory a week. From the, like, I'll still do my 2 uploads. And then I'll just do like one Satisfactory upload where we're just like doing some shenanigans or whatever, playing around. And then the other episode for the week will be something else, just to switch it up a little bit. Dive into some new games here and there. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next one.